right? So this is our gastroduodenal artery, gastroduodenal artery. So the gastroduodenal artery goes off branches towards the pancreas. So it is responsible to supply blood to pancreas. This is pancreas, right? V's right here, it supply blood to what? To superior part of pancreas, superior superior part of which part of pancreas? Of the head of pancreas, right? Superior part of head of pancreas. Okay, this artery supplies that. Then what does it do? It supply blood, this major artery, right? I'm discussing about the blood supply of this major artery. Then we will divide its branches, don't worry. So it supply blood to duodenum, right? And to pylorus also. It gives branches to pylorus of the gastrum or the stomach, right? And my dear friends, we should not forget this gastroepiploic artery, this right gastroepiploic artery, which is responsible to supply blood from the inferior side of the stomach, the some parts of the greater curvature, right? So supply blood, not all greater curvature, but some parts of the greater curvature. Supply blood to greater curvature of stomach, right friends? So let's see and let's write its branches first of all. What I told you, look carefully. I'm stressing, I am trying to focus you all so that you should not forget these branches. Look, this is our gastroduodenal artery, and it comes and it gives branches, the right gastroepiploic artery and the anterior superior pancreatic artery. So let me mention the branches of this artery, sub-branches, right? So sub-branches of what? Sub-branches of the gastroduodenal artery. So the first branch which it gave, yeah, what is this? This is the anterior superior pancreatic artery. Very good, sir. Anterior superior pancreatic artery. Okay, this was its branch. In the second branch from it was the right gastroepiploic artery, right gastroepiploic artery, right? And friends, one thing very important, if you are watching it deeply, you can tell what these arteries are responsible to supply blood to. Look, this is coming to the greater curvature, so this artery is responsible to supply blood to the greater curvature and some omentum which is present here. Okay, done. This anterior superior pancreatic artery, right, it's responsible, I have written to the head of the pancreas, to the superior part of the pancreas. So from this artery there is a branch which is called the anterior superior pancreatic artery, and this artery is responsible to supply blood to the superior part of the head of pancreas, right? So here I have written all the blood supply which are given by this artery and its branches. Clear? So anterior superior pancreatic artery, right gastroepiploic artery. Okay, let us see the third branch also. Look, my dear friends, look at here. This branch is also bifurcating from what? From the gastroduodenal artery, and follow my marker so that you will not look. It is going to the posterior part of the pancreas. It is this artery, right? This artery. This was going to the anterior superior part of the pancreas, and this artery, which is a branch of the gastroduodenal artery, this artery is bifurcating from that point and going to the posterior superior part of the pancreas, right? So this is the third branch of this gastroduodenal artery, which is called the posterior superior pancreatic artery. Okay, we did it. So the posterior superior pancreatic artery, this one, which are the branch of gastroduodenal artery. Right, friends. So this artery is also responsible to supply blood to the posterior parts of the head of pancreas. Clear, friends? So the head of pancreas gets its blood supply from two arteries. The upper part of it, the superior part. This is the inferior part. Where does this inferior part gets its blood supply from? So you know that, friends, after this artery there is another big branch which is called the superior mesenteric artery. So from superior mesenteric artery there are branches which are going to the interior part, which are called the anterior pancreatoduodenal artery, and there is another artery which is going to the posterior part, so this is called the posterior pancreatoduodenal artery. Right? Posterior inferior, yeah, anterior inferior. So as this is the superior part of the pancreas and this is the inferior part of the pancreas, right? So this is our superior mesenteric artery. So from superior mesenteric artery there is a branch, and this branch goes towards the pancreas to inferior part. So anterior inferior pancreatoduodenal artery, and I will discuss these branches, don't worry, but I want to focus on anastomosis between them. And this one is the posterior inferior pancreatoduodenal artery. Right? Now look carefully. This artery, which is called anterior superior pancreatic artery, it comes and makes anastomosis with this branch. Right? So we say that this anterior superior pancreatic artery makes anastomosis with anterior and inferior pancreatoduodenal artery. Yeah, anterior inferior pancreatoduodenal artery, and this posterior superior pancreatic artery makes anastomosis with this branch, and this is called the posterior inferior pancreatoduodenal artery. Right? So it's like this. Look carefully. Here is our superior mesenteric artery. Right? So from superior mesenteric artery there is a branch and comes like this to the interior part of the pancreas from here. Right, to the interior part of the pancreas inferiorly. Okay, then there is another branch which goes to the inferior part of the pancreas posteriorly. So here's pancreas in between, and it is very happy. Why? Because it is receiving blood supply from two parts. Okay, this is the superior part and this is the inferior part. So the inferior part of the pancreas is receiving its blood supply from superior mesenteric artery. And here is our celiac trunk. From celiac trunk there is common hepatic artery, and from common hepatic artery there is gastroduodenal artery, and from gastroduodenal artery there is a posterior superior pancreatic artery, and there is a superior anterior pancreatic artery. So they make anastomosis like this and gives branches to the superior part and to the inferior part of the pancreas. I hope you understood this. Now let's focus further. So gastroduodenal artery gives off three sub branches: the anterior superior pancreatic artery, this one, and the right gastroepiploic artery, and the posterior superior pancreatic artery. We are done with it. Right? Another branch, which is a small branch, right? Okay, let's name this branch also. Look here, friends. This is our gastroduodenal artery, right? And this artery gives off this small branch which comes to the, you can follow me here, which comes to duodenum and pylorus. This artery is called the supraduodenal artery, right? This is our supraduodenal artery, right? So this supraduodenal artery is also a branch of the gastroduodenal artery. So let me write it here also. The four branches: the supraduodenal artery. Clear, friends? This artery is responsible to supply blood to the superior or upper border of the duodenum. So this supraduodenal artery is a branch of the gastroduodenal artery. Clear, friends? Now let's move forward and see other branches. Others are very easy, don't worry. Let's erase this from here and see other branches. The second branch which arises from this common hepatic artery is our right gastric artery. Second one. Right gastric artery. Look carefully. The right gastric artery, this one. You can follow. This one is our right gastric artery. You can see here. This artery is a branch of the common hepatic artery, and it arises distal to gastroduodenal artery. So branch of, first of all, the branch of common hepatic artery, okay, then arise distal to gastroduodenal artery, okay. And what does it do? This artery is responsible to supply blood mostly to the lesser curvature of the stomach, to some parts of the pylorus, and then it anastomoses with the left gastric artery. So we say here it supply blood to lesser curvature. Okay, the first point, the lesser curvature, the duodenum, this is the second, and the pylorus of the stomach. So these, and some omentum also. The lesser omentum, right? So these four parts receive their blood supply from this right gastric artery. And the last point regarding this artery is that it anastomoses with the left gastric artery. It anastomoses with left gastric artery. You can see here, this is the anastomosing point. So this is our left gastric artery supplying blood to the lesser curvature, and to the distal part of the lesser curvature, this left gastric or right gastric artery is responsible to supply blood. So both of them anastomose at this point. So this was the second branch of this common hepatic artery. Clear, friends? Now let's move forward and see another thing. This branch is the last branch of the, from here onward, this is our proper hepatic artery. Clear? So the third branch from this common hepatic artery is the proper hepatic artery. Done. This proper hepatic artery is the continuation of common hepatic artery. When common hepatic artery further continues, then it makes the proper hepatic artery. Okay, it supplies blood to what? You can see here it supplies blood to the gallbladder and to liver. So supplies blood to liver and gallbladder. These two important points, gallbladder and liver. Through what? Through, look carefully, through left hepatic artery, right, and right hepatic artery, and from right hepatic artery there is a branch, small branch, which separates and goes towards the gallbladder. So this is called the cystic artery. So let me name it here. This is our cystic artery. Clear, friends? So through hepatic artery and cystic artery. Okay, that's the branches of the common hepatic artery. And one thing which is very important, look friends, my dear friends, look here. This is our posterior, as I have written here, this is the posterior superior pancreatic artery. So this is our posterior superior pancreatic artery. From this posterior superior pancreatic artery, the book shows that there is a small diameter branch which separates and supplies blood to the common bile duct, right? So this was also important to tell you. So this common bile duct, the upper part of the common bile duct receives its blood supply from this posterior superior pancreatic artery, this branch there, right? So we have a very little space to write all the names of all these arteries. I have mentioned all those arteries and I have written their name here. So friends, this was the end of our lecture regarding the blood, the branches of the celiac trunk. I have discussed all of them. There will be a little bit small branches to the omentum and to the some other tissues also. So those are the minute branches. These were the main branches of the celiac trunk, and their sub branches I have discussed in a big detail. You can watch all these lectures to have a clear concept of the branches of the celiac trunk. So friends, if you like this lecture and if you watched it clearly, then please write in the comment section to me that yes, we have learned it. So till then, see you in the lectures regarding the branches of the superior mesenteric artery. So till then, be careful, stay home, stay safe. Allah Hafiz.